What's up, everybody, and welcome to Pillow Talk, Moment with the Mobleys. I am Johnny Mobley Jr.
And I'm Deirdra Mobley.
And we are an ordinary couple
with extraordinary purpose. Great day. Hey, baby. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you, honey?
I'm well. Blessed, highly favored, on top, still rising.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings. Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all. I'm feeling good today. Because I'm off. You feeling good today, baby? You off? You off for right now. Why do I know that? Why do you finish my sentences?
That's what I am. I'm off for right now.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say that today marks 1 week since I have gone back to work in the office. Mm-hmm. I'm no longer at home with my honey every day working. And I was terrified. Is that the word I want to use?
No, probably not. You wasn't terrified. Because if you'd have went in there and it ain't look right, what you'd have did?
Came back home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you wasn't terrified.
Okay, so I wasn't terrified.
You had a plan.
I had a plan.
But
it worked out.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. Everything's well.
Your job was very, they put stuff in place.
Absolutely.
So everybody's been being safe and everything. Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
I think with everything's going on, COVID is probably taking a back seat to what's going on right now, and rightfully so, because what's going on in the world right now is very, very important.
But we still need to.
Yeah, well, most protesters are out and they got their mask on, and they, they're not too much practicing the 6 foot thing.
Yeah,
they got their mask on and everything. So prayerfully, we pray covering for everyone that's out there doing the right thing. And
but I really did. Want to be home with you still. You miss me?
I do. I always miss you.
You got the right answers.
I miss you right now, and you in my face.
You gonna make me love you more.
I'm a player.
What? You a what?
I mean, I'm a married man.
Yes, that's what you better say, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
My bad. I'm not a player. I take that. Nope.
Yeah, you play with me. That's it.
I am
Johnny Mobley Jr. and he's still alive. He's a player with me.
Wrong statement. Yeah. Never should have said that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we gonna move forward.
Did you express a regret when you said that?
I did, and I will never do it again. So, Ms. Mobley said that because last week we talked about on our last episode about, kind of talked a little from our hearts. We always talk from our hearts, but about what was going on and George Floyd being murdered in Minneapolis and some of the stuff that I was feeling. And we talked about the word forgiveness. And it was hard. Let me tell y'all, it was hard for me to say forgiveness and feel what I was feeling. But, as the man I am and what I've been called to do, I have a responsibility to bypass my feelings and, to make a decision to do the right thing. I got too many people that's dependent on me to make a good decision. I have to depend on myself to do that and trust in God. And, he's one of the ones that I don't want to let down, although I know I let him down probably all the time. But
thank God for
his grace and his mercy. So I want to live and make good decisions when I possibly can and move forward with it. So so last episode was a little tough, but I got through it.
Yeah.
And
you're better.
Yeah. And thank y'all for letting me vent to y'all, because it was tough. I needed to get it off my chest. I didn't need to let it stay there, but I got it out, and we better now. So, but what I did want to do is talk about the forgiveness, and we want to focus more on the marriage side, I guess, the family side, because that's what we do. But when it comes to forgiving folk and everything, so of course my wife done found some kind of test for us to take.
Well, let me say, that is actually, I guess, the flip side of it, because we're talking about your apology language. You know what I'm saying? So in order for me to
do forgiveness, when you forgive, do you have to apologize? I mean, is that really a thing, or can I just forgive and just don't say nothing? You know, because you made me mad and I'm upset, but I apologize kind of to myself, like I forgave you for what you did, but you ain't got to know I forgave you. Is that a right thing?
Or look at it as saying, if I offer an apology to you, or if someone offers an apology to you, how do you forgive?
Yeah, I always wondered that if the apology has to be like, if I forgive someone, do I have to necessarily tell? I guess it makes sense to tell the person
that you forgive them.
Yeah,
that might help.
I figure if I just prayed about it, be like, Lord, I forgive them, and just take my prayer to them in spirit. Let them know I forgave them, and then we keep it moving.
I think, but I found something, and we had been on this when we looked at the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
And then one of the girls brought it to my attention about the actually it has under the quizzes on 5lovelanguages.com. We're gonna shout Dr. Gary Chapman out, Mr. Absolutely. Gary Chapman. Yeah. Because under the quizzes, it has the 5, of course, your love language, your apology language, and then, was it anger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was anger. And so when I read about it, I was like, this is good. But he also has a book out. And as a part of that, they have this apology language, personal profile. And you all know that I love taking quizzes and tests and profile thingies,
trying to see
where we are and where we're not.
The love language thing was pretty on point.
The love language thing was like really on point.
Yeah, the love language quiz was it was really on point.
Yeah. So along with that, I think we always try to find things to do to get us talking. Get us something, a topic of conversation to talk about, or whether we, find out how each other feels about a certain topic or situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we always, just try to do that. Or if I see something, I'll call you and say, hey, babe, look what I found. Or I found this prayer, or I found this whatever. And you're pretty good with, going and looking it up and reading it and shooting me back even more information on it.
Yeah.
Because you are the one who has pushed me to look up stuff and don't just accept what I read.
That's right.
Or what I hear in these streets.
It's too much. There's too many ways you can find out information out here. So
yeah. And so that's what we did, y'all. We went and I found this good old. I'm telling you, on this website, I found this good old quiz, and we took it. And my wonderful husband actually emailed his answers to himself, but somehow the link is acting crazy now for him to pull it up. But he did remember what his profile was, so we're going to still be able to go over his and all that good stuff. Okay.
So yes, what we are discussing today is part of forgiveness. So we're discussing the apology part of it.
Right. So we're talking about we're talking about the 5 languages of apology.
So to answer my question I was asking earlier.
Well, okay.
When I forgive someone, that is me actually apologizing and all that.
Well,
so it needs to happen.
You can offer an apology if you're forgiving them.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes you forgiving them may never come with an apology because they may never apologize to you.
Yeah. So to forgive is, like we've always said, to forgive is always for you and not for the other person.
Right.
But to forgive, I guess it will be based on the circumstances and the person that you're talking to. If you think, I believe that you just go in with no expectations and you say what you need to say, and then if you get something back, it's always a catalyst for something to happen. So sometimes if you go in and you say the apology and you apologize and you're sincere and you might have a couple of details of what you're apologizing for, a brief summary, and then you go through it like that, then I believe when the words are said, that can actually be a catalyst for the other person feeling the exact same way, being able to say, okay, well, if he was big enough or she was big enough to do that, then I'm, big enough to say, okay, then yeah, I need to change it too. I need to apologize too. I need to, release it and let it go and move on.
Yeah. Let me give the correct name. And all of this is on 5lovelanguages.com. It's this part of it is called When Sorry Isn't Enough. Making Things Right with Those You Love by Dr. Gary Chapman.
We love Dr. Gary Chapman. I keep calling the man a doctor. I need to say I don't think he is.
No, he is. It's on here. He is. Dr. Gary Chapman and Dr. Jennifer Thomas. And it was previously titled The 5 Languages of Apology. Okay? And so this deals with, I guess, not only marital relationships, but maybe family relationships as well.
Siblings, yeah.
Siblings, yeah, as well.
Auntie and them that doesn't mess with you. Your cousin, yeah. Living around there on the other side over across there.
You're crazy. So listen, babe. So do you want to share what, after you took the quiz, do you want to share what your apology language is? Or you want me to share first?
You go ahead and go first, because I'm still kind of the whole apology thing. I guess it's brand new to me. I know how to apologize, and I have apologized before. Because I understand the forgiveness part of it. But this whole concept that we're doing right now is brand new to me. I didn't know it was.
Well, yeah, it's brand new to me as well.
It's very interesting though. It's not. It's brand new, but it's very interesting.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
I get you. No, but it is. It was. And even when Paige brought it to my attention, I was like, okay, no, this is really good stuff. Because it's stuff that we do, like on a regular basis, even with the 5 love languages, but until it's been pointed out or labeled per se.
Yeah.
That we focus on, oh, okay, that's what that is. Or, oh, okay, I understand where that, I can see where I fit in that category or whatever. So
let me ask you this. I know we got to dive into it, but let me ask you this. An apology, a genuine apology, what do you believe that is?
When I hear genuine,
like, if you're going to forgive, you're going to apologize.
Right.
I'm going to be genuine. I mean it. So this is what I'm going to do, and I apologize. And what is that to you?
That to me is coming to, you want me to say, like, I'm coming to you?
Well, just
in general.
Yeah, to you.
That means that I'm sincerely sorry or apologetic for what I did. That it hurt you in some way. That I offended you in some way. That I want you to know that, I'm sorry. I was never my intention to harm you. I'm not trying to come to you to make excuses or to say anything. It happened because this, that, or the other. It's just straight. I apologize. I'm sorry. I want you to. Will you please forgive me for hurting you or saying this or doing this, because it was never my intention. And I'm saying, like, for real, with no hidden agendas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I genuinely want to let you know that I'm hurt because I hurt you, or I'm hurt because, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I want to extend what they say, the olive branch, and I want to be genuine about the it coming across to you that I'm here and I'm sorry for what I did that hurt you, or the words I said, or the actions that I made, because that was never my intention. Because honestly, it's never my intention to make someone feel bad or out of place, or you feel bad or whatever.
All right, so let me read something that Dr. Chapman said.
Okay.
He said, most people are looking for specifics in an apology. Mm-hmm. And unless they hear it or recognize it, mm-hmm. they don't trust it.
Right.
The person who has been hurt needs to know for certain that the apology is genuine.
Right.
But how do we communicate such sincerity?
Absolutely.
Therein lies the problem. What one person consider a sincere apology may not sound or actually be sincere to another person.
Right.
So I said that to say this.
It's the spirit behind it. It's
so
the way you say it.
If I apologize, and I'm talking to these Christian people out here, my Christian brothers and sisters. If we apologize and we have an agenda behind it,
this is for anybody.
Yeah, it's for anybody.
It's for everybody.
But most.
Okay, go ahead.
It's for anybody.
It's for anybody.
So you have an agenda behind it, which means I'm forgiven because I've been told by several people that I need to forgive, and it's for myself. So I'm forgiving, but I'm looking for the benefit in it for me to feel it. But I'm not really sincere. So if you come to me and you say, I really apologize for me, and you've talked about this, even in our life, in some of the episodes we talked about, when we were going through our tough time, when, you was thinking, you was, feeling depressed about having all the kids and all that stuff. And I was feeling like I wasn't good enough for you. Well, it wasn't until we talked about it,
right,
till we figured out what it was.
Right.
It was never that I wasn't good enough for you. I wasn't being enough man for you. I wasn't working hard enough for you. It was never that you just responded to me the way you did because you didn't like me. So that was what we thought. But the genuine situation was you were feeling depressed because you was overwhelmed because you was a young mother with all these kids at a young age. And I was overwhelmed trying to be what I could be for you and expecting to see the results out of your actions, which I wasn't getting.
Okay.
So it wasn't genuine because we didn't know. So let's flip that. You upset with me about something.
To be deep tonight.
Listen to me.
Okay.
You upset with me about something.
Okay.
And you come to me and you say, Johnny, I apologize. I never should have, taken your sandwich. I apologize. I ate your sandwich and I didn't leave you half. I should have said something to you. I should have, whatever. But it could actually be something bigger than that. And then I come to you and say, well, it's not the first time you did it. You take a lot of stuff. You take my sandwich. You take my socks out my drawer and you wear them. My white socks. I don't know why you wear my white socks around the house. I take this sound like real stuff in it.
This really does. And just P.S. I don't take the white socks. I take
my t-shirts out my drawer, and then when you finish with them, you try to put them back in. You don't roll them up like I have military style. You just kind of fold them in there your little way.
Because you like when I sleep in your t-shirts.
But listen to me.
Should I continue down this road?
But listen.
Okay.
So how do you handle the apology when you apologizing for something that you think you're apologizing for, and I'm telling you that's not what it was. It was this.
Well, then you have to be honest enough with me to tell me that. And
then you have to be
willing to. I'll keep on apologizing.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Here's what I'm trying to get.
Okay.
A lot of people who apologize, they have their perception of what they think they're apologizing for.
Right.
And if you tell me it's something different, then I'm gonna tell you no, it wasn't, because that wasn't what we were arguing about. We was arguing about the sandwich, and you talk about all this other stuff. I ain't even know nothing about that. So
what you're saying is, if I'm coming to you and saying,
and you
babe,
being genuine,
right, and I'm being genuine, I'm saying, babe, I'm sorry, I apologize, I ate, all of the sandwich or whatever. So are you saying that, okay, you might can accept that apology, but you're pissed
it's
because
bigger.
because I always eat your sandwich.
Yeah, you always taking my stuff without asking,
right,
and you doing all these things,
right?
And just for the record, she don't do that. We just. Some of she do. Anyway, she don't do that. But anyway, what we
y'all, we gonna pause for just a minute to take care of this off the mic.
No, we're not.
Okay, so
but my whole thing is the being genuine about it. So
right, but it takes communication, because I may have never known that You weren't just
right.
You weren't just upset about the sandwich. That it was about the sandwich. It was about the socks. It was about the T-shirts. It was about, I feel like I never have anything of my own because you're always taking it. I think you told me that before, didn't you?
Stay focused,
didn't
baby.
You?
Stay
I'm focused. I'm good and focused.
Wait.
But no, I get it. But the only way that that's going to be known is if you tell me.
Right. But
so that's your fault because you ain't.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Stay focused.
I'm focused.
So what I'm saying is, if I come to you, this is the part about the agenda. If I come to you with an agenda, and I know I did these 3 things to you, and this is what I'm apologizing, but in your eyes, it turns out to be 5 things.
You're saying
who am I to say that's not true? I didn't do that. What I'm trying to say is, when you apologize, the apology is sincere because it's for the person. You apologizing for the person that you apologizing for.
Right.
So if they feel like you did 2 more things on the 3 things, then you just roll with that and you apologize for that.
So you want me to offer more apologies for the other 2 things that you did? That I didn't know about?
But it's not genuine.
Why do we get that it's not genuine? I'm telling you, if you tell me the other 2 things, or if you tell me everything that's going on, then I apologize for even that as well.
But what I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about us.
I know, baby.
But I'm just saying, some people, when they apologize, they can get into a place to where they're saying they apologize, but then they find out the person had other things
that was deeper
wrong.
Than just the sandwich.
And then you never knew, but then you feel some kind of way, and you be like, well, I don't feel like I did all that.
And a lot of times that's what it leads to.
And that's where the genuine part doesn't come in at, because if you're apologizing to someone and you're offering forgiveness and you're going to I forgive you, forgive me, and we moving on. That means you're releasing all of it.
Release all of it.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Right. But I never would have known it was not just the sandwich thing and it was all those things if you didn't communicate.
If I didn't communicate. So it need to be communicated.
And I thank you for communicating.
And I need to be all right with what you said.
Absolutely.
Because I came to apologize and get things right with us.
See, well, let me tell you this, because now we're talking about me and you.
No,
what I'm telling you now is that we're in a covenant, Mr. Mobley.
Yes.
And in a covenant, what do we learn about a covenant?
A covenant.
That I'm going to apologize. I'm going to apologize right now because there are going to be points in our relationship that I am going to hurt you. Not intentionally, but because I'm human.
I know.
I apologize. I'm apologizing ahead of the curve because we are in a covenant.
And we are in a covenant.
We didn't know that until some years ago. But now that we know it, it changed our perspective when we learned of what true covenant was. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I'm okay with the fact that you told me that you was going to push me down the stairs this morning. And I forgave you.
What? Miss Mobley, are you uncovering me?
You told me never to say. And another thing, y'all, side note. Sometimes y'all might hear us say, it's me saying it.
It's just you.
Baby, are you uncovering me? And he told me off the air. Can I share?
Sure.
He told me to stop saying that because that does not sit well with him because our words have power. And so for us, uncovering each other means that we are divulging or exposing something about the other person without their consent or such.
And that's never my intent.
I know that's never your intent. And I want to apologize. Boop, boop, boop. Here I am. And we're talking about it. I want to apologize for saying that you were uncovering me during those times because you were not uncovering me. You were just making funners.
You don't.
Listen, let's give the good people the information that we're supposed to
You learned and you excited about what you learned?
I'm excited about the fact that I'm learning. I'm just excited about the fact that I am a child of the Most High God, and He loves me so. And it's Friday. It's the weekend, y'all, and I'm feeling real nice. You all right, baby?
You keep saying this.
I know.
All right. So
okay. So what? Are you going to share yours first, or you?
No, I'm not going to share mine first. I want you. This was your project, so you go ahead and you talk about what the love languages are, and you do all that stuff.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Mine is, so we took the profile quiz, okay? Mm-hmm. And then, so it says, it gives it into like a percentage based on what we score on this round of questions that it gives you. And so, y'all, I'm gonna calm down. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna calm down because I'm real excited.
But go ahead, get excited.
Okay. So
your excitement might lead to other things. So go ahead.
To what? A meeting?
Meeting in the bedroom.
We can't sing them people's song without shouting them out. That's against the rules.
What the people name? I forgot the people name.
There's a meeting in my bed.
No, you singing a different song. That's a different.
Okay, I don't have that range.
Anyway.
So listen, y'all. Here we go. It's called My Apology Language Personal Profile.
Say all of them first.
Okay. So I'll say all of them. Okay. So do I still have that? I do. The 5 languages of apology are expressing regret, accepting responsibility, making restitution, genuinely repenting, and requesting forgiveness. Okay? And so we'll share the other 2, but we're going to share mine and then Johnny's. Okay? And so mine is expressing regret. So expressing regret says that it's my apology language. It got the most percentages from my test, from my quiz. It's the apology language that zeroes in on emotional hurt. It is an admission of guilt and shame for causing pain to another person. For those who listen for expressing regret apologies, a simple "I'm sorry" is all they look for. There is no need for explanation or payback, provided that the apology has truly come from the heart. Expressing regret is a powerful apology language because it gets right to the point. It doesn't make excuses or attempt to deflect the blame. Above all, expressing regret takes ownership of the wrong. For that reason, expressing regret is understood as a sincere commitment to repair and rebuild the relationship. The expressing regret apology language speaks most clearly when the person offering the apology reflects sincerity, not only verbally, but also through body language. Unflinching eye contact and a gentle but firm touch are 2 ways that body language can underscore sincerity. This is me. This is my profile. This is my profile that came after I got done with the test, and I got 40% on this one. And I know that this is right because if you remember, there are a lot of times that I always tell you that the way that I read a person is by them giving me eye contact when I'm speaking to them. If I feel like that's a way that I can truly, I think, see, and this may sound crazy, that if I can trust you. Because I feel like if I'm talking to you, granted, there's sometimes you may be distracted. Yeah. But if I'm talking to you, I appreciate someone who gives me eye contact. Because it lets me know that they're interested in what I'm saying. And that so they can understand what I'm, trying to relate to them. Yeah. So this is me like straight on.
I got you. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that I've always been big with is with eye contact. Especially being a man talking to other men, eye contact, standing straight while we talking, handshake, good firm handshake, not all the other stuff, but a good, real solid, old fashioned, classic handshake. And then moving forward from that place, I know sometimes that I have to, while I'm speaking, I have to focus on something that is kind of stationary to get my thought. Because I'm not positive if I'm the only person, but I noticed this when I was in school, when I used to speak. That when I'm speaking, I do use hand languages, but when I'm looking at a person, it's like I can look at you and I look in your eyes while I'm speaking, and then I have to look at something not moving to gather my thoughts, because my thoughts in my head are moving like crazy. So if I'm looking at you, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but when I look at people and I talk to them, if I stare at them the entire time, I'll lose my thought. and then I'll be looking at you. I'll be like, I forgot what I was saying. But if I look away every now and then, or if I look down, then my thoughts continue to flow, and they're not all over the place. Now, that's just me.
It's a medical term for that.
That's not no medical. You know what?
JK,
you ain't no doctor.
No, JK, I am your doctor.
You are not.
I am.
Jesus is my potion.
I thought you was going to say he is my doctor.
He is my doctor.
He writes down
anyway,
my script. I am your doctor.
What I'm going to say is, so... But that is very important when someone is talking to me. Even when I was looking at you just now, and I was thinking about that. Every now and then you looked away, and you gathered your thoughts while you were speaking to be able to say what you was gonna say next, and then you looked back at me.
Right.
So I don't think I'm the only person that does that. I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
You know, I can speak to large crowds because I can move around, so I can look at stuff that's all over the place. What happened just now?
No, I get it. I was just...
I don't know what happened. It looked like you were telling me to hurry up.
I'll never tell you to hurry.
Okay.
Because I really want you to take your time.
This was going to be something else if you'd have told me to hurry up just now.
No, I want you to take... There are times when I want you to hurry up. But right now, I want you to take your time.
All right.
Do you want to tell what your profile is? Or you want me to tell you?
I will.
Don't be nasty about it either.
Why would I be nasty about it?
It's one of your traits.
That was good. That was good. Yo, Baba. Anyway, we're gonna move forward. Genuinely repenting.
That was Johnny's, y'all. Genuinely repentant.
Repenting. That's what mine say.
Okay, genuinely, well, yeah, ing. Repenting. Okay, go ahead, baby. So what does that mean?
Trying to help me read over here. Keep your stuff together. And I got this over here.
See, that nasty tendencies.
Anyway, genuinely repenting is, the word repentance means to turn around or to change one's mind. If a person speaks this language of apology, they are expecting that you not only apologize, but that you will seek not to repeat the offense again in the future.
My Lord.
Now, let me tell you, I was thinking that was not mine until I read it.
It's yours, pumpkin.
Let me explain something to you. I'm so good with so many different things. If somebody does something to me, against me, whatever. The only way where it gets a little sensitive when it comes in that circle of my family, my wife and my kids, my grandkids, my mother, it's different then. But anything else, I'm a cool, calm-headed dude. We can talk about it. If you made a mistake and we need to apologize, I'll go with it. But I'm always thinking solution-minded. So if you've done something, and no matter what the results of it is, what it might have tore up, what it might have changed, what it might have damaged, let's look at this. How can this not happen again? Right. That's what I want to know. Right. I'm solution minded. We can talk about now. We're gonna talk about what you did.
Now, what if I do it again though?
Now, if you do it again,
repeated behavior.
I need Jesus on the second one.
And again.
No, ain't no more after the. Once you do it the first time, if you do it another time, then
that's it. You don't forgive.
Nope. Ooh, not saying that.
Wow.
Not saying that. Right. I forgive, but now I got to handle you different.
Oh, as my grandma would say, now I know which spoon to feed you.
Yeah, now I got to handle you.
Or what knife to cut you with.
Because what I can't let happen is you pop me in my face. And then I let you come back, because what I want to know is how we not gonna let that happen again. So now, if you do it again, you ain't got nothing in place for it not to happen, or it didn't work. So now this is what we gonna do.
What we gonna do?
I'm gonna shift. We gonna handle it different now. So now, if you decide to hit me again, I ain't in arm's reach. You can't get to me like that.
I thought you was gonna say I'm gonna hit you back.
No. That's why I move out the way. Back in the day, J-Mo would have said, well, the second time you'd have hit me, you'd have got popped back. But my thing is, now I have to make the decision for myself. So when it comes to me, I have to make sure I guard my heart. I have to protect myself when it comes to certain things. You know, the relationship governs that. So if certain things happen, I have to be mindful of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because listen, y'all, certain things can happen if some person do something to you, and that thing can attach itself to you, and the next thing you know, you done take it home, and you talking to your family crazy, and your kids crazy, and you talking to your mom and your daddy crazy. That's how powerful that stuff can be. So when I say you have to guard your heart, your mind, you have to guard that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't allow it to go on that long. My thing is, if you need help in that area, then the first time you do it, we're going to put something in place. If you do it the exact same thing again, so now I got to adjust. I can help you get to your next place, but I got to adjust now because I'm not letting you do that again, because now I got to make sure I'm truthful with myself.
Yeah.
Because you popped me the second time, I pulled back. You popped me again,
you going to get these hands. That's what you're saying.
All I'm saying.
For lack of a better word, you about to get these hands.
I know myself.
Yeah.
So
and that's what
I need to make sure I put stuff in place to where stuff like that don't happen.
Because I got to teach you how you're going to handle it.
Yeah. So I believe that was spot on. Although I did not think it was in the beginning. But that was spot on because I appreciate it. We good. But the genuinely repenting, I need to know how we can fix this so it won't happen again.
Yeah.
And truthfully, that's how healthy relationships are built. Yeah. That's one of the characteristics of how healthy relationships are built. If something like that happened, I need to be able to come to you and say, hey, man, don't do that no more. That hurt me. You know, we need to move forward. How can this not happen? I didn't know that was a trigger for you. You know, so let's put something in place where I can do my part, you do your part, so this stuff won't happen again.
Yeah.
Now, if it happened again, you got a deeper problem, which they probably don't, but in my eyes, that's what I think. I got a deep problem. I'm 48 around these streets. I got stuff I got to do. I got to take time. What I ain't... Anyway, I was finna go somewhere else.
You was going down a whole nother road.
I was.
But so listen, because we want to share with you all, get to the other three briefly. The other three languages of apology, and just to let you know that, and I think you may have touched on some of this, that the apology is about validating the other person's feelings when they've been hurt or wronged. Yeah. So when you start the process of forgiveness, you're on your way to reconnecting. And like you said, you know, restoring a relationship or having a relationship. Yeah. I want to use this as an example of something that I went through, and I'm not going to say any names, but I went through something personally where me and a very good friend of mine, you know, disconnected for a while, and we did because it was all my fault. It was. And because I shied away from the relationship because of me going through personal things, and instead of having that conversation with her, you know, for me it wasn't intentional. I just became consumed about what I was going through in my life, right? And I began to shut people out. Yeah. And so she became, you know, one of those people that I shut out. Nothing because of what she'd done, because she hadn't done anything, but always be a great friend to me. Right. And so much time went by, and it was like, I think it was like a year had gone by. And once I came out of myself and, you know, just got myself together, or, you know, whatever have you, I thought about her and I began to kind of self-evaluate. And I was like, okay, Lord, I haven't talked to her in a long time, but why? I'm like, and I was sitting there, and I think I came to you and I said, I did something horribly wrong, and I pushed away a friendship that really meant something. Yeah. Because I don't call everybody friend. And you know, I see people have like this saying or this post that they share on Facebook about, you know, get you some friends that pray for you, that not talk about you. And so I'm not even worrying about the talking about part, because that's irrelevant. But I count I hold my friends close. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I think I remember coming to you and saying, this is a relationship that I've severed. Nothing that she did, and you was like, okay, well, you got to make it right. Yeah. Because it was an important friendship. Yeah. And I remember I reached out, and I was so scared. I remember. I was scared to reach out. And I went with you, and I sat in the car. Because I was like, I'm talking about the initial text, you know. Yeah. And
You didn't know what
I didn't know what the response was going to be. I was like, she probably does not want to talk to me, does not want to see me because of the way I handled the relationship, or the way I backed out of it and didn't talk to her. And she probably on the other end going, what in the world happened? What did I do to her? But long story short, I ended up reaching out by text message, and she responded back, and we ended up setting up a date and time to meet. And it was raining this day, and we were coming back home, and so I would have had to bring you home to drop you off and then go back out to meet her. And I was like, well, babe, maybe I'm just gonna cancel because it's raining and the weather's get bad and all this. And I don't know, I think I've told you this, but I want to thank you again for saying, nope, don't worry about taking me home. I'm going to take you to your meeting with her. And you took me and you sat outside in the car for that hour and some change while we sat in there. But I did what I knew how to do at that point, and I went in there because there was no excuse that I had to give her. So I had to sit there and listen to what she said. I couldn't, quote unquote, feel some type of way, you know, or whatever. I was prepared to go in there and take whatever she had from me. Because I wanted to work for that relationship, for that friendship again, because I missed that. But me not knowing how to verbalize that to her, that I just didn't want to talk at that moment, because one moment became another day, became another month, week, became another month, and the separation became huge. And for whatever reason, but I sat there, and she had gone through a whole lot during that time, but I sat there and I listened, and I heard and I listened to understand. I didn't listen to have a comeback because I had no comeback. But you went in there, your intentions were completely genuine. I didn't have an agenda. Wanted the I didn't have a motive. I wanted the relationship, and I knew I had to be humble enough to go in there and say, I love you, and I don't understand why I pull back from you. But I value our friendship, and I want that back. You know what I'm saying? And not expecting her to give it to me, because she had every right to say, you weren't there when I needed you for a lot of stuff that I didn't go through for all these many years, and now a time that you pull back and I needed you. You see what I'm saying? And so that was hard for me, but I sat there and I took it, and we talked, and we ended up having a great conversation
for almost 2 hours.
It was. But in that was a grow up moment for me. That was a big girl grow up moment. Put your big girl panties on. A moment for me where I was vulnerable, because like I said, I didn't know what she was going to come with. But like you said, with the example that you were giving me earlier, I came here to extend my apology. And this is a great example of the genuine. It really is. Being genuine about what you want to happen. It really is. Because I had no buts behind that for her. The only thing that it was there was, I'm sorry. It was me. It was me who was going through stuff. Because all you could do is take responsibility for what you did not know what was going on with her. Absolutely. So all you could do is take responsibility for what you did, what you thought you did, what you thought you didn't do. That's all you had. Right. And so it came to a point to where I said, to where I was like, okay, the meeting went great. Of course, she, forgave me, and we're friends, and we communicate often and encourage each other and support each other and cheer for each other and all that stuff. But I remember coming out of that meeting with her, and I remember feeling grateful that she extended me grace. In that moment. But on the way home, regret tried to seep in. And why, you're a bad person, Deirdra, because you went for all these many months without talking to her, and she's a good person and a great friend, and you shied her away and you shooed her away, and you weren't there when she needed you for some of the most critical or trying times in her life, and you weren't there. So that's what tried to beat me up on the way home. And you looked at me, and I didn't say one word, but I think I was crying at that point. And you looked at me and you were like, you're not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and let you do that to yourself. Yeah. And so, like I said, I'm grateful for you pushing me to deal with the hard things.
Listen, I'm a absolute true believer that God lines up stuff the way he wanted.
Yeah.
And it's not based on our comfortability. It's not based on what we think. It's not based on what we think we know.
Yeah.
I think it's based on his timeline. So at that time, I believe with everything in me that he had to isolate her to get her back to him the way he needed her to be back to him.
Yeah.
And it was not going to work if she had strong people like you to lean on.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what she said.
And here's the kicker. You were going through something because if you never went through what you went through, you would have never been able to think about doing what you did. Because I didn't come up with getting with her, doing a meeting. You did that.
Yeah.
You would have never got there.
Yeah.
So it's steps in your life that
they're ordained.
They're meant to be, whether they're good ones or bad ones. They are meant to be. So when you make the steps, whether it's a good step or bad step, whether you feel like it's a mistake or whatever it is, you have to do it. But at the end of the day, that's what a covenant is.
Yeah.
See, at that time, I don't know if we knew what that was or not, but what you explained just now was covenant. Because it did not matter to her because y'all were in covenant.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
You got friends, and friendship, friend is a covenant word, but when you're in covenant with somebody, the relationship just does not dissolve.
Yeah.
It don't go away.
Yeah.
There are times stuff might happen, but it just don't go away. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
Maturity. Everybody got to go through certain things to grow up. She had to go through what she went through by herself to get to where God needed her to go. Yeah. Exact the same thing with you.
Yeah.
So when that stuff happens, but here's the thing. When you went, you probably went through what you went through because if you'd have went back any other way, it wouldn't have been genuine.
Yeah.
And see, that's what we have to, when we're at where you at now in life, with everything that's going on, if you do not, and I know we guard our hearts and we don't want nobody to hurt us and we defensive and we do all this stuff about all this. But at the end of the day, we need each other to survive. These people doing these protests and stuff, they can't do it by themselves. They got all kind of people, so we need it. But when it comes to relationship and forgiveness, it has to happen. It's almost like it's a healing process.
Yeah, it is.
It has to happen.
It is.
You have to do it. And some relationships will last.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker. Some of them won't.
Some of them won't. But you still
have to release that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to release that. So if you did not release what you released at that meeting and she didn't release what she released, then the catalyst for happening what y'all have now is bigger and better than what it ever could be.
Yeah.
And now that you know that you have a friend forever, pretty much.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happened, regardless of what y'all think, regardless of what it is, that's what covenant is.
Yeah.
And truth be told, everybody ain't like that.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So that's a whole different.
That's a whole nother
talk,
ball game conversation.
Yeah. So the forgiveness part is. I'm so glad you said that part because the genuine side of how you did that, you had no motives.
None.
You had no expectations.
Yeah.
Most of what you said is, I didn't know. All I know is, I'm not positive what I did. I know I didn't do my part to stay connected.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Yeah.
So I got to go in there like that. And because you were genuine about it and you were able to ask for forgiveness and she forgave you and then stuff built from there.
Yeah.
But what if you'd have went in there and she would have said what she said, and
I would have got a mad attitude?
Because in your mind, see, and I'm gonna tell you, and let's be real, because at some point in time, in your mind, you probably thought, not then, but in your mind during the process of this, because this is probably not the first time you thought about her and what the relationship was, but in the process of this is what you probably said. Well, shoot, she got a phone just like I got one.
No.
You never said that word?
I never did, because guess what? She reached
out?
She did.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. She reached out. It may not have been every day or it may not have been every week.
But she did try to reach out.
But she did reach out. And
you ain't had nothing.
But really?
I did not know that. You ain't had nothing.
But the thing about it was, Johnny, and as we look back on it, I think she said the same thing. Like, there was a reason why you didn't answer.
I never knew that part. I never knew that part. Now I know it's some situations that we talk about every now and then when, we be like, I'd be like, well, whatever happened to such and such and such? I reached out a couple of times. They ain't said nothing back to me. So, I mean, they got a phone just like I got. We good for saying that. I know I done said that. Them Joe got a phone just I got.
You're right.
I got to always be the one reaching out. This is a two-way street, baby. If I want the relationship and I want the friendship, they got to want it too. That's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
So, and that put forth, it takes work.
Yeah.
It just takes work. And if you ain't got time for the friendship, then that's what needs to be said. And that's true stuff. That
most definitely was, Johnny, a grow up moment for me. And I don't know. I think
that was
I'm glad
an excellent example of a genuine apology.
I had nothing.
Forgiveness.
I had nothing.
Yeah. And that's
even if I wanted to say, well, you could have called me. I didn't have that because she did.
Yeah.
So it was,
You could have been petty and been like, well, you called me like 17 times. I mean, it's been 5 years. So, I mean, why you ain't reach out a couple of more times?
But like you said, there is the, what's the motive behind you? What was the motive?
You went there to apologize and whatever happened.
Yeah. I wanted the friendship.
Yeah.
And, me knowing who she is, it was like, I was just hoping, because we had went some time without talking.
Yeah.
Maybe we wouldn't talk for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But then we'd talk, and then catch up and say, hey, girl, what you been doing? We need to get together. Or just whatever. But, yeah, so I just, I didn't mean to get off on that. But I'm glad
I believe that was
that's
a
great example. Of what happened.
So let me read another little statement by Dr. Chapman.
Okay.
He says, when someone apologizes, they accept responsibility for their behavior and seek to make amends with the offended person. A genuine apology opens up the door to the possibility of forgiveness and reconciliation to the relationship, so the relationship can continue to grow. Without an apology, the offense sets as a barrier, diminishing the quality of the relationship. That is so good.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Wow.
Jesus. Yeah, that is good. That and those 3-4 sentences, that was powerful. So everything that he said in that part right there is exactly what happened with you.
Yeah.
You wanted to apologize, you wanted the forgiveness, but you were willing to allow whatever happened to happen.
Yeah.
And because you did, and you was able to hear everything out, the relationship, the barriers came down. If anywhere up, the barriers came down, and it gave the relationship an opportunity to grow.
Yeah. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, because both of you wanted it.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have did it if she didn't show up.
Right.
You couldn't have did it if she didn't express. You couldn't have did it if you apologized and she had an attitude when she was there.
Right,
and she was all,
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff that could have happened different.
Me, tell me how she felt about me or felt, didn't feel about me.
So the genuine part happened on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
So although you was genuine and she was genuine. So I guess I really believe that the forgiveness. So to answer my question in the beginning of the daggone episode, do you have to apologize to somebody to ask for forgiveness? You can say I forgive you or ask for forgiveness, but yeah, you do have to, and it has to be for the right reasons.
No motives behind it.
No motives behind it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying put yourself all the way out there, but you have to be absolutely genuine with that situation. And if it goes great. If you want to, reestablish the relationship, reconcile the relationship, then that gives it an opportunity for it to happen.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, or if the person, like I said, if the person has a different motive, like I want to know what she got to say. So I'm going to see all these years done went by and she done did this and she would have did all that. Now, granted, because I know you, it would have hurt you. So you'd have went through a place of where you'd have grieved the relationship. But I think you'd have been all right. You'd have moved on. You know why? Because you did your part.
Right.
You asked for the forgiveness and you apologized.
Right.
And that part of it was off of you.
Yeah.
So God, I mean, it opened that. I don't know what made you say that example, but that was such a great example for every single thing we're talking about now.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen.
Every single thing. Good job,
okay.
Mobley.
Thanks, boo. I'll get some points.
Y'all, girl, you got unlimited points. You always trying to look for something.
P points.
I need to.
P points. Listen. So I want to share. Come on now, let's share the other. You always got to.
Girl, you got unlimited.
Special. So listen, babe. So let's share briefly. So accepting responsibility is another one of the 5 languages of apology. And this one, it says, an apology means accepting responsibility for one's actions and be willing to say I was wrong. This is often very difficult because admitting you are wrong can be perceived as weakness.
Yeah.
But just like you said,
and that's I'm gonna tell you,
you got to be humble.
I'm gonna tell you, because although women struggle with this too, men with it?
I'm not gonna apologize to that joker.
We are sever a relationship for that.
You might think I'm a pawn.
Yeah, I ain't finna tell that joker I'm sorry for that. He be all right with that. He gonna have to be all right. Well, what if y'all don't talk no more? That we be fine. But that's your daddy, joker. Well, it's what it is. What it is.
Oh Jesus.
Well, it is what it is. I don't care.
But yeah.
That's your granddaddy, man. He on that. Well, granddaddy better chalk it up.
Perceived as weakness. That's that pride that you won't sit down and just go apologize.
This is completely off the subject, but I had somebody the other day tell me some foolishness. They made a statement, and this is what they said afterwards. I said, "Why you feel that way?" That was my granddaddy told me.
You just had to stick this in.
I said, "What?" I said, "Your granddaddy." I said, "Well, why your granddaddy said it?" Well, I don't know. But
I'm going to say it because my granddaddy
But I'm going to follow it because he said it.
And I was here.
And I do not know if y'all know the story about the grandmama that made the Thanksgiving dinner with the ham and used to cut the butt of the ham off out of the pan. You know why she cut the butt of the ham off? 7 generations did it. But you know why your grandmama did it? Because the ham was too big for the daggone pan.
You sickening. Where did you get that from?
So now you got a big old ham with a pan big enough, but you cutting the butt of the daggone ham. That's good ham.
You are
Stop cutting the butt of the ham off. Go ahead. Stop cutting the butt of that ham off and use it.
That sounds like something your granddaddy Bill would have said.
No, that ain't nothing but granddaddy. It do sound like something he'll say, but that wasn't the story. I got that from somewhere else. But I thought that was powerful.
That is powerful.
They cut the butt of the... But you doing...
Tradition.
And then here's the crazy part about that story. One of the children, as they said, the great-great-great-grand asked the grandmama, "Why you cutting the butt of the ham off?" And they said, "I don't know. Go ask your grandmama." They went back. So she asked her mother. She said, "Ask your grandmother." She said, "Ask your great-grandmother." So they asked the great-grandmother. The great-grandmama told her, "But baby, I used to cut it off because the ham was too big for too big.
The pan was too little for the ham.
So when I put it in the oven, juice and stuff flew all over the place. We had to keep it in the pan." So the baby went back and told the mama that. And you know what the mama said?
What the mama say, baby?
Huh.
You said
all these years you ain't asked. We been throwing the butt of this ham away.
You know what you
Stop
look like?
throwing that ham away.
You know what you look like?
What?
The Eddie Murphy on Coming to America when they in the barbershop. You talking about? And she said, "Huh."
Like, how you ain't never asked? The baby done going to ask these questions. You ain't asked the question.
How that was Muhammad Ali? How you sickening?
One of my favorite movies,
I'm not
boy.
playing with you. I'm not playing with you.
Let me explain something to y'all.
You're crazy,
it is.
buddy.
I'm not saying your grandparents and your history and your bloodline they have powerful and valuable stuff, But you got to ask questions why these people did this stuff.
Yeah,
they live in a completely different era than you lived in. So what they did in their era don't even exist in our era.
But you still do it, baby.
But you still do it.
You still do it. Yep.
And when somebody asks you, like a joker like me, like, well, why you say that? Because my granddaddy did it. Well, why your granddaddy did it? You don't even know.
But he's still doing it. Listen, guys, we could be on that all night. But listen, we're going to go and give them the fourth of the...
So you just did expressing regret?
I just did it. No, that was accepting responsibility.
Okay.
Expressing regret was yours, and I had done mine. Okay, so the fourth one is making restitution. So for an apology to be genuine, it isn't just about saying, I'm sorry. Instead, it's all about making things right for a person who speaks this language. They want acknowledgement of the wrongdoing, and they want to know what you are going to do to make it right.
Well, shoot, that's part of what That
was part of what you said, too. Yeah, don't come to me and just apologize. Tell me what you're going to do to make it right.
Come with a solution.
Yeah, because the next time you're going to get these hands.
No, that's not what I said.
That's not what you said. You're right. That's not what you said. You
Stop telling people
you're right. I'm sorry, y'all. And I just want y'all to know that I am a non-violent person.
Oh, God.
I don't believe in well, okay, I lay hands on Johnny.
And she don't hit me.
I do sometimes.
Every now and then. When I'm feeling a little risque.
Nope. I can't deal with you.
Anyway.
So listen, but yeah, so that's good. Just don't come to me expressing sorrow and wanting forgiveness. Tell me, and this is for people who this is their love language. They want to know that you gonna tell them what you gonna, what you gonna do to make it right.
You can't be sorry every week for the same thing.
Exactly. So, the last one, baby, is requesting forgiveness. A person who speaks this language believes that an apology not only includes "I'm sorry," but also a request for forgiveness. Requesting forgiveness indicates to some that you want to see the relationship fully restored. That was a part of mine. Yeah, that you want to see the relationship. Because you wanted to see the relationship restored. You want to see the relationship fully restored.
You was willing to do
whatever it took. Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Good,
that's good, Mob. That's real good. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna read this one more time because this really.
What you gonna read one more time?
When someone apologizes, they accept responsibility for their behavior and seek to make amends with the offended person. A genuine apology opens the door for the possibility of forgiveness and the reconciliation so the relationship can continue to grow. Without an apology, the offense sits.
Yep, offense.
The offense sits as a barrier.
Yep.
Diminishing the quality of the relationship.
Yep.
Because you got a relationship.
That's good, Mo.
The quality makes you fight for it.
Yeah.
Some of y'all got, I ain't gonna go there. Some of y'all got relationships y'all need to release.
Yeah.
Because the quality ain't there. It's just taking up space.
Or some of you do have good relationships, but it's suffering because you haven't
forgiven. Because you ain't forgave.
Yeah, you haven't gone and asked for an apology. Yeah, because it's all about. It goes back to the basic word, and the basic word is communicating and figuring out. What. And you don't. My thing is this: you don't have to have a whole book and a whole thesis statement to read when you go to apologize. And like I said, when I went, I had nothing. But I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted the end of that conversation to end as. Us getting back to it, being able to reconcile the relationship.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes, and as I was talking to one of my good friends today, and I was just telling her a situation that she went through, and I this was maybe like a couple months ago. I was telling her she couldn't understand why this certain person was going through. Was feeling one way and she was feeling another way, and she wanted to be right in the situation, and it was just a lot going on. And so I told her that's just too much going on. Forgive them and leave it alone, because you going with this back and forth. What is that doing for you?
Nothing.
You carrying the offense. You carrying it. You carrying it in your heart. You carrying it on your sleeve. You carrying it on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And you walking around with it. And now it's affecting your health and affecting your ability to communicate. Like I think you said earlier with your spouse or your family or whatever. Is it worth it? Yeah. Is it worth it? And that's we were talking about it recently, and I was like, it ain't even worth it. Just let it go. Some things it ain't even worth it. And sometimes you just have to apologize, even when you haven't been the one to do the wrong. Now that takes a bigger person to do that.
Yeah, that's a whole different teaching.
That's a whole nother part of growing up in maturity.
I don't think I qualify to teach that one yet.
You do.
You might be.
You do.
You
taught me how to do that, and then you digressed.
That was Jesus.
You regressed. What's the word? Yeah.
That was Jesus through me.
Well, I need him to move in you.
Well, he need to move.
You need to stop blocking him from moving in
my life, Jesus. I open him with open arms.
Oh, okay. Well, do you not remember that you're the one who taught me how to release and let it go?
But it's always easier to teach than it is to do.
Than it is to do. But
that'll preach by itself.
No. Don't get excited and pay yourself coins.
Oh, don't get myself.
Don't get excited and pay yourself an offering. I need you to let him move in and through you. Because you taught me, and now Negroid, I need you to let it move through you. Amen. So apologize, people. At the end of the day, it ain't worth it for you and whoever to keep going back and forth, and nothing is ever resolved.
It's not.
Some things, because even in a relationship, babe, there are things that I've forgiven you for that I don't even know why I came and apologized to you. But I'm gonna apologize. Here's my apology. Here's my sincere and deepest apology.
That's what you're doing right now.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
I apologize, Mobleys.
I have no idea.
I don't want to go to bed angry. I don't want to be angry, Johnny.
Well, stop being angry, Joker. Stop being angry, Johnny.
You are so crazy. But I'm thankful that we know that we have grown up. And we know how to come to each other. If there was something that you said that I guess maybe I didn't appreciate it, or it rubbed me the wrong way, and I can come to you and truly, sincerely tell you that, and you'll be like, well, babe, I'm sorry. I didn't know, I apologize. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, or I didn't mean to do whatever. And you tell me. You know what I'm saying? And I think we used this example before when I hit you, and I kept hitting you, and you kept telling me that it hurt. But I kept hitting you because I was like, Joker, you big. You lift weights. It don't hurt you. Right. And you finally looked at me and you was like, I really need you to understand that when I tell you that something hurts or that hurt, it hurts. I need you to listen, babe. And that stung me because you hurt my feelings a little bit.
I know you did because you teared up.
I did. But I ain't no punk. I ain't no punk. I ain't. Because you can get these hands now. That was earlier. That was earlier in the relationship when all I did was cry.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm all cried out. Cause I'm
you can get these hands. What's this thing about you get the hands?
You.
What is that?
Huh?
What's that? You can get the hands.
You can get these hands?
Yeah. You just like saying
some TV show that I was watching or a movie or something that I was watching. Mob.
Yeah, babe.
It's time to go. Forgive.
Yeah, let it go, man.
What they say? 70 times 7.
You gotta let it go.
Yep, something like that. Let it go.
It takes up room. It takes up room.
Who said that? Dora? I'm lying. I knew who'd sing that.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
The little princess sings that. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I worked all day. Okay, y'all. We gonna go now.
You're talking about the side of your
Because I'm talking about Dora sing Let It Go. I know. And don't look at me. Don't look at the radio or the phone crazy because I know Dora don't sing Let It Go.
I was looking at the radio just like y'all was.
I think Dora sang a remix of Let It Go, and I'm gonna sing that for y'all on the next episode.
I don't know.
I'm gonna make.
If you keep talking like this is your last episode. I'm gonna have to put you on a sabbatical.
My leg hurt. You gonna put me on a sabbatical?
To put you on a full sabbatical,
baby. You say you gonna force me on my back?
Listen,
come on, say goodnight. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. We
about to leave, man.
Y'all, we about to go. Just listen. Dr. Gary Chapman, 5 love languages. Under the quiz, you can take the love languages quiz. You can take the forgiveness quiz. We're gonna do the last in the quizzes on our next episode, y'all. So make sure you tune in. Thank y'all so much for the likes, the loves, the sharing, the comments, just the encouragement and the support. Yeah, it's been great. Somebody texted me the other night by mistake, somebody that I know from a while ago, and she realized that she texted the wrong person. But I told, I said, "Who is this, please?" And she texted me back and said who she was, and she said, "I apologize, I had hit the wrong contact." She said, but the thing that she said was, but yeah, you and the family take care, and I love your podcast. So although, you may not comment on Facebook or Instagram, or you may just like it or love it and may not say it, we just appreciate you, because every once in a while I'll get a text message like that, or a comment that originally wasn't about the podcast. So I just appreciate y'all. We got a lot of things in the woodworks. Is that the word that I'm using right? In the pipeline that's going to be coming out the pipeline in a minute. We're working on some things. So I'm excited about it. Y'all can tell that I'm tired because I'm talking nonstop, and Johnny is sitting over here laughing at me. But please make sure that you check us out on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube at Moments with the Mobleys.
Spotify.
On Twitter, Mobley Moments. Our email
YouTube.
is www.momentswiththemobleys.com. Y'all,
Just
we got
Google
merch coming and all kind of stuff.
Just Google us.
People behind the scenes, and they know who they are. We thank the Lord for them. And so, we just got a lot coming. And so we appreciate y'all. Say thank you to the people, baby.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
And listen, forgive, man.
It's for you, not
just
the other
forgive.
person.
And it has to be genuine.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Some of the best therapy that you can get is you can just make a decision to do something for real. And it releases more than you would ever think off of you, man. So don't stop walking around with the hatred and the being upset. Half of y'all don't even remember why y'all upset with folk.
Yeah.
And
because it literally makes you ugly. Just
yeah.
Not just internally, but just carrying around that stuff make you ugly.
I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to hold your hand.
Okay.
Give me your hand.
All right.
Stop.
All right, yeah, we about to go.
All right,
okay.
we about to go. But forgive. It's for you. Be genuine about it. Let's just release some of this stuff that you're holding on to. And the ones who remember verbatim and detail 20 years ago what Auntie Clara did to you, and that's just a name I made up. There's nobody in particular. You need to go to the altar.
This has been... we going for real, y'all, because he grabbed my hand, and I'm gonna grab his hand. You need to go
to the altar if you still remember that from 20 years ago.
So come on, baby, say good night.
Thank y'all so much for supporting. Keep following us, sharing. This has been
I was about to say, I just said that,
Pillow Talk Moments with the Mobleys. I am Johnny Mobley Jr.
And I'm his wife, Deirdra Mobley, and I'm gonna see y'all the next time.
And we something like an ordinary couple
with extraordinary purpose.
Y'all have a great, great evening.
Night, night.